Hi, I'm Joe.
And I'm Digna.
Welcome to Relationships.
We're a couple having a few.
Hello again and happy Friday evening. I don't know if this episode's actually going to be released on a Friday, but it's possible. So we are sitting here in our studio.
That doubles as an everything.
So you've probably heard our voice a few times and you're somewhat familiar with our show. We just sit here for about a half an hour, give or take a little bit, have a little bit of a sip of something and just talk about something that piques our interest and hopefully it also piques your interest. In this episode, our drink is going to be kind of going along with the theme of the conversation. So I don't know if you remember way back in your childhood days, you go to the cafeteria in elementary school and they got your little tray. And every time, I don't know if they do it now. I mean, who knows? I haven't been to school in many years, but when I was in school, they'd have the little cartons of milk available.
Yes.
So,
in not vanilla, regular, just milk.
Regular,
strawberry,
unleaded, diesel. No.
Did they have strawberry and chocolate?
No, they did not have strawberry, but I know, at least my school, they had the blue carton, the red carton, and then chocolate milk.
Oh.
Those are the three that we had. Yeah, in this case, our Digna's grandma, she happened upon an entire milk crate
of just small strawberry milk cartons, like what, 40 of them probably?
I don't know how many it was, but it was a lot. I mean, it was a whole bunch. But she got them from like a food. I don't even know what they call it, like a food giveaway. I don't know. But anyway, it's perfectly good. It's not expired, anything weird like that. But we just ended up with a whole bunch. So I've been drinking strawberry milk like it's going out of style.
It helps that he actually likes strawberry milk. I do not.
She does not.
So I have not had any of it.
So we made a strawberry milk martini, is I guess.
We is he.
I'm calling it. So the strawberry milk isn't pink. It just looks like regular old milk, but it has that strawberry flavoring to it. So it's probably, who knows?
Not red dye.
Red dye free.
Dye free number something.
So what we did, or what I did, is I put it with some I put vodka, a little bit of grenadine, just so it ended up pink.
Give you that fake strawberry feel.
Yeah, so it looks so I was thinking just calling it a strawberry milk teeny or something like that, but I'm actually going to call this one amoxicillin. So if you go back to when you were a kid and you got sick, got some sort of a, I don't even know, sore throat, something
ear
like that.
Infection?
Ear infection. I don't know. You know what?
Catch-all.
I'm sure one day Gabe will listen to this, and he'll know exactly what it's used for.
You feel sick? Drink the pink stuff.
Exactly. So we made the pink stuff, not Pepto, but the amoxicillin. So, and that's what it looks like to me, is the amoxicillin. So I've yet to have a sip. But the reason we're talking about going back to school is Digna and I, we did at the beginning of the year decide to go back to school. So, yes.
For the, what, gazillionth time?
For the gazillionth time, for the last time, way back when, we went to college. I got my associate's degree and then joined the Army and all that kind of stuff. And so Digna kind of did the same thing. She did go back and get her bachelor's. I didn't. But now we're going for a second bachelor's in software engineering. So this is kind of, this episode's kind of, I'm pushing 40. I'll be 39 soon. And here I am pushing 40, going back to school, and just kind of the things that we've noticed and stuff like that. But I'm going to drink my children's amoxicillin. So I only made
the school theme, school milk theme.
Got my school milk carton here, and I'm going to go ahead and try this thing out. And I'll let Digna try. So I only made one of them because I don't know that it's going to be something I'm going to drink all night.
Or have another sip of even. But yeah, we kind of wanted to stay in the vein of school, which is why he chose that whole school cafeteria milk carton deal, but let's see what this
Let's
tastes
see
like.
what she thinks.
It tastes better than it smells because it does legitimately smell like amoxicillin. Yeah, I mean, it's milk and vodka, so
This is the cure.
there's that.
This is the cure for COVID right here. Amoxicillin. I wonder if anyone's tried that. Yeah, people smarter than me have definitely tried that.
So yeah, a long time ago, Joe decided to go to school for computer networking, I believe. Like
Yeah.
a long time ago, 20 years ago. That was attempt number 1. And I, at the time, was just going to school for general ed. I got my 2-year general education, AA or whatever, when he got his not network engineering, computer networking,
Computer information systems.
computer information systems 2-year degree. Then later on, I ended up going back and getting my bachelor's in Homeland Security. And were you continuing in computer information systems? Because you started again.
I did start again, and I started going for computer forensics.
Oh, that sounds fancy.
It
I don't
is.
remember that.
It is fancy. Yeah, They pretty much show you, like, if someone tries to destroy the evidence off a hard drive, kind of how to get around that, and try to recover information, solve crimes, things like that.
So yeah, that was about 10 years ago. So in 2011, I got my bachelor's, and somewhere in between 2008 and 2000, I guess 11ish, you went back to school as well. So we were both doing the whole school thing. So here we are again in 2020. We kind of came upon being able to go back to school again because the GI Bill got rehashed at some point in recent history. Someone was, on our side for that one and decided to extend the benefits that we already had from being in the military.
I think
and
a big proponent of that one, if I'm not mistaken, is was now, God rest his soul, John McCain.
yes,
He was really big for helping out the vets and all that stuff. So the GI Bill went from, hey, we'll pay for your school, to now they'll pay for your school and also give you kind of a stipend, so you don't have to necessarily bust your butt full time in school and full time at a job and all those kind of things, where it's just.
But it just so happened that I came upon a couple of websites last year, kind of fall time frame. One site led to another, went to another. I kind of am a rabbit hole type web surfer where, I end up. Anyway, I found this website and happened to register and find out, hey, do I still have benefits? And not only was the amount increased, but the time frame was extended. So I'd already gotten my degree. I had already spent all the money that I had to spend under the old laws and rules and all that, but got kind of given a new lease on life with the with the GI Bill. So I said, hey, if I have extra money, I wonder if Joe has extra money, and hopped online and registered him and all that, and turns out he had the same amount of time, if not a little bit more than I do.
I didn't actually have any, so I was going to have to put myself out on the street to make up any money.
I mean, whatever, do what you have to. So yeah, so we kind of made a
It
very
ain't easy.
very quick decision at late last fall, I guess early winter, to go back to school, and went and met with some advisors and at a college, local college, and figured out what we could get a degree in that made sense, that we could possibly do something with later, because I was going to get my master's in Homeland Security, which sounded positively terrible, but I was going to do it because it was just continuing what I already had. But yeah, so that was in December. We signed all the paperwork, and in January, here we are again, or there we were again, and we've got almost four classes done each, and 20-ish more to go.
Yay! Yeah, so we went back. The good thing is we decided that we were both going to go for the same degree, so that's going to make things a lot easier for us to both get the same degree, kind of be study partners. Fortunately, we're going to do all but like one or two classes. They're going to be together. So it's really convenient that, it's like,
We're not cheating.
My brain,
We're just studying together.
well, and I will say it's, my brain isn't bad. I mean, I'm picking it back up, just knock the cobwebs off and picking it up and all that stuff. So I don't feel too bad. I don't feel like I'm, ancient or anything, but I will say things that I know now that I didn't know then, or things that I recognize now that I didn't recognize then. Back when I was going to school the first time, we were just dating. And of course, all I could think about is, oh, I got to get to my girlfriend. I want to see my girlfriend. And now, want to hang out and do all these cool things. Now I'm just like, hey, I want to get this done with, and I'll bust my butt to get it done. And I'm actually going to do the studying and put in the work and, all of those kind of things. And we go to class. The first class in was a like an intro. It's not called an intro, but it was the first software engineering class. And there were people in the class that are definitely a couple of years younger than we are. and the teacher was like, so like, when are you going to turn this assignment? And he's like, oh yeah, I forgot. Oh, I didn't do it. Oh, like all these kind of things. Meanwhile, we've done, blood, sweat, tears, mostly the second two, not a lot of
and
blood.
Mostly me.
Yeah, definitely a lot of tears and like, I can't do this. I'm just going to go live under a bridge, man.
But not just that. I mean, working, having a family, trying to homeschool, trying to just do a lot of things, and also still trying to get good grades, and not realizing that when we were the age that these whippersnappers in our classes are now, when we were that age, that we were just that oblivious and not mindful of how much extra time we had and how little effort we really had to put into just getting a decent grade, and all the responsibility we had was literally just to like get up and go to class. Maybe work a part-time job.
So my responsibility was to exist and have a part-time job.
And somehow I still only eked out B's and C's. And now I'm like actually striving to get A's, and I have way more important stuff to be doing in other aspects of life, and it just...
I, on the other hand, will try really, really, really hard, and then when I know I've made it through the class, then I'll kind of like zoom. Like I will just like bust it and like, all right, I got an A. So if I don't do the final paper,
how little can I do just to get a C?
Exactly. Like if I don't do the final paper, can I squeeze out like a B minus? Because I would be okay with that. Like, how far is that going to? So I'll do lots of math to find out what my grade would be if I chose to not do this particular.
I'm always afraid that if I do that, I'm not going to actually truly understand the whole like weighted aspects of certain classes, and I'm going to totally mess up the estimation. Like, oh yeah, if I just don't do my paper, I'll get a C, where somehow the teacher weighted it in some wonky way that I don't know how to figure, and all of a sudden I have failed.
Well, I will say, and it's different too, because one of the classes we took the very first semester was a writing class. And I mean, nothing against writing classes. It's really good to know how to do technical writing and things like all this stuff. But that's not the meat and potato. That's not why I went back to school. I didn't go back to school to take research writing, even though I did enjoy that class, in the end. But
you did? Because you complained about it the whole time.
Well, I'm going to complain about it. I'm nearly 40 and I'm going back to school with a bunch of children. A bunch of children. Yeah, exactly. It's like, oh my God, I remember when I was your age, I was dating my wife at the time. It's like, ooh, those kind of things. It's like, man, I'm starting to feel the age, those kind of things. But yeah, I just, looking at it, I enjoyed that class, but I was just like, you know what? If I get a B in this class, cool, I get a B. If I get an A, cool, I get an A. I mean, as long as I get that passing grade, I was happy. So, I don't care about writing about whatever this, like a class we're taking now. We're taking a critical thinking class, and
that class sucks. But
and to me, yeah, this class, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just, to me, it doesn't have anything to do with the actual meat and potatoes of what I am going to school for. So yes, critical thinking does have its place, and you should know how to think critically, and you should blasey, blasey, blasey. But on that same note, I'm not going to be a philosopher or a critical thinker.
I mean, yeah, you should be able to think critically in order to get your job done, but maybe not in the same, like, in the same way that this particular teacher is having us run through exercises. But yeah, we're hoping to get out of
I've
this.
been married almost 20 years. I know that Digna can think very critically of me. So, but yeah, I mean, the class is neat enough, but I'm like, I'd rather be trying to learn like Java right now. Like, maybe not right now because of the weird situation, but that's kind of what I would like to do now, is like still get like
Actually be doing what applies to. Yeah, because I'm taking a networking class right now, and the critical thinking class, and the networking is fine. I mean, you have to obviously know some of the hardware aspects of and the setup aspects of computers, but I mean, even in my professor's own words, he was like, well, you software folks probably not really going to need this, but that immediately put me on like, oh, so this semester is 2 classes of meh. But hey, we're getting it over with. I think this is the only semester that we're not taking classes together.
And I will say that this is this semester, so critical thinking, we're both taking that. It's I mean, it is what it is. It's not necessarily anything with my degree, but there you are. I'm taking a statistics class. Once again, I know that that's going to fall in a little bit, but not hardcore. And then she's taking a networking class, which once again, not overly applicable to the software. But with this whole COVID thing, and now everyone's out of, you can't go in, you can't do a face-to-face with the teacher.
Yeah, we can't even go into class.
Yeah, so
the last email we got actually said April 14th, and I don't think that's right.
Yeah, that's not going to happen. So because of that, it's okay that these are more fluff classes. I'm like, okay, I can think critically from my house in my pajamas. I
fart
can do
through
that.
this class a little bit. These classes.
Yeah, I can totally be okay with that. But like, if I was learning a whole new computer language or something like that, I don't know how well I would be prepared for that. So we'll see what the future brings.
Yeah, we're hoping that the future brings. By the way, the whole reason we decided to do this is because ideally, you can be a software engineer from home, and this whole from home deal is
programmer. You can program.
Well, yes, there are different aspects of software engineering, and one of them, or more than one of them, you can do from home. There are aspects you can do from home or any location that you are in or at. So
home is where the internet is.
Yes.
So it could be.
So we're kind of digging this whole like at home thing anyway, since we do have a lot more family time right now. It's cool. It's fun. It's more relaxed, but we'd like to be able to hopefully do this more semi-permanently in the future. So, we're hoping that software engineering in 2 years, we can find ourselves some, neat little jobs from home and be able to have more family time and be able to possibly RV it, travel around, keep homeschooling Des, take him here, there, everywhere, and nowhere, and just, be a little bit more flexible.
Let our Desmond be a man of the world, which is a meaning of his name. So if he can be, I just thought it would be so cool to homeschool on the road, at least part of it, So if we were studying about like the Civil War, we can actually see where the battle was fought. Things like that, would be, we talk about, the oldest city in America. Oh, well, there's St. Augustine. Look there. We're there. Things like that. So that's the kind of the dream. That's why we're going back to school. I think I've been ramping up for retirement mentally for the last decade. So I'm just, even though I'm only, like I said, I'm going to be 40, in my mind, I'm 55 and retirement is around the corner. So whatever
just
can get me
around
there.
the river bend.
Whatever can get me right around that river bend. That's what I'm doing right now. So yeah, I think that's, if
those
you guys,
are our short-term and long-term goals. Short-term, finish this semester and, get into something more in-depth. Long-term, who wants to hire us? Anybody?
Or listen to this podcast and make a bajillion dollars podcasting and then be like, hey, remember when we got that degree and all we ended up being was, people who just talked all the time? That'd be great too.
Hopefully we find that out before we finish the degree, because I'm going to be super annoyed if I've gone through all that trouble to get it and can't use it. Use it.
We earned that GI Bill. Let's use that thing. But if you guys are I know not everybody has the exact same situation, but if you have the possibility to go to a school to kind of go from an unskilled position to a skilled position, I'm not saying college has to be the way. I think trade schools are great, but if you're a general laborer and you can become a more specialized person, the specialist is going to make more money. I know not everything's about money. If you can retire or you can get to a point where you can spend more time with the family, that's the important stuff, and that's why we're doing this. So it's going to be a little bit of fun the next 2 years, and then afterward,
He's doing quotes around fun.
Yeah, well, yeah, fun, that kind of fun. But then the real fun will be how
The payoff and
the
being
payoff.
able to see our goals realized, and
We'll have some pre-retirement. So yeah, now that we're talking about our retirement, we're going back to another segment, or I guess the only segment that we have. We're gonna do some pod decks.
that segment.
Once again, you can get these cards poddecks.com.
That's DECKS.
That's right. So I'm going to pull over the first card, flip it over, and brag to me about the best things going on in the past 30 days.
Wow.
I think, honestly, if you're listening to this episode, and if you're listening in order, the last episode we did, that is the best thing that's happened in these 30 days, in the last month, where, because we're kind of forced to, with the coronavirus, we're kind of forced to keep our distance. It keeps you...
Stay home a little bit longer.
Yeah, there's some more, just the stuff that we're playing catch around the house.
We're learning. We're doing.
We're doing things that we've never done before, which, once again, you know what? I've always thought it'd be cool to juggle. Maybe I should get 3 balls and start trying to juggle, and then, hey,
if he does, we'll definitely make it a vlog.
Yeah. JoeJuggling.com. I don't know.
Joe does juggling. No.
Juggling Joe. We'll see if JugglingJoe.com is available.
Joe's Jugs.
But yeah, no. Moobs. I don't know. How did it go from juggling to my man breasts?
I did not say moobs. The best thing that has happened in the past 30 days, yeah, I would agree, has been the different things we've gotten to try, the very long days that we have together, blessedly. I can't think of like an individual instance though.
Yeah, I would say the overall experience of hanging around.
I will say I can think of one little moment that pops into my head. It was, if it wasn't last weekend, it was sometime this past week, and it was since we are social distancing, but we are also next door neighbors to my mother. So we are including her and her husband in that, I guess, family of people that we are allowed to interact with regularly. And then my grandmother lives in the same complex around the corner, and she also hasn't really gone anywhere. So we are allowing ourselves to spend time with those family members. And we were all out front. It was beautiful out. It was evening, probably, 7 or 8 o'clock at night. And we were just playing this little like kickball back and forth. And it wasn't even like a thing that happened. It was just kind of a moment where it was beautiful out. Everybody was laughing. We were having fun. We made up this silly little game where, points were scored according to Desmond's current rules, because those changed every other throw. It was just a good moment where it's a really bad situation out there. It's a scary world, and we have no idea what the heck's going to happen. But it was a moment where I could say, okay, we're making the best of this. We're doing what we can. Let's just enjoy what we can while we have it. So yeah, just kind of keep holding on to those little moments and trying to, remember that you don't have to create those moments, but if they do come around, just kind of take a breath, appreciate it, and, keep chugging forward.
Digna, say forward.
Forward.
And one other thing, I don't know, and it's not an exact quote, but it's a sentiment. I know somebody said it, and somebody can post it. And also, hey guys, what's what's the best thing that you've done in the last 30 days? What's been so great? Obviously, we can all probably agree what's been not so great, but yeah, let us know what you think has been so great the last 30 days. But I'll just kind of leave this with you, something I read. And once again, it might be a quote, but it's just the overall outline of it is that the coronavirus, or any virus for that matter, doesn't spread itself. It doesn't get on its own little feet and walk from A to B. It has to be spread from person to person. So if you're staying home, then you are preventing the spread. So unless you have to go out, there's got to be another way to get something done. So stay home if you can. Everybody stay safe, and
Wash your hands. Don't be gross.
yeah, don't be gross. Bye.
This has been a Getting to Know Brews presentation. Music provided by purpleplanet.com. That's purple-planet.com.